Guys, guys, I don't know what I've done. Have I misread the vibe? I haven't misread the vibe because everyone everywhere is saying this Venus-Jupiter conjunction is the best. It's the best transit of the year. So why don't I feel like that yet? And look, maybe things will have changed by the time you're listening to this. I'm recording this a few hours before it goes conjunct. Maybe overnight it's going to be beautiful. But I woke up today being like, it's the day. Today is the day of all days of the year. Yeah, I think I preempted that a bit too. I spoke too soon. And do you know what I think is happening? Because I know it's not me. I've been speaking to a couple of friends this morning, and we're all kind of in a bit of a tiz about certain things, relational challenges, sick kids, frustrations reaching boiling point. It's not been this light and airy experience that I anticipated for today. If you're watching YouTube, my little girl painted my nails. Very cute. Not sure about the color choice with my aesthetic, but this is a metaphor for what we do for our children in motherhood. My Libra moon is specking out. I think this is what Jupiter does. In fact, I know this is what Jupiter does. Jupiter is the planet that is connected most with Sagittarius. Some people say Aquarius, actually, in some lines of astrology, but in the way that I've been taught, Sag. And it's the restriction or the contraction before the expansion. When you think about Sagittarius represented by the archer who pulls their bow and arrow back before firing forward, I feel like this is what we're in. So basically, the vibe check right now is it's a beautiful transit, yes. But if you're not feeling the beauty of that yet, trust in that. This is the restriction, the compression, the pulling of the arrow back before we fire forward. And I feel that the firing forward is going to happen on the other side of the transit. So this is setting the tone. And what we're actually being shown in my own experience of what I'm navigating right now, which I'll likely talk about in next week's episode, and what I'm being reflected from friends who are close to me, it's all the niggly stuff that wants to be cleaned up and shifted before the firing forward. And the niggly stuff could look like, oh, hang on, this is a boundary I hold that I haven't fully asserted in a certain relationship dynamic, and maybe that needs to be voiced. Or this is a conversation I've been avoiding having, and maybe now's the time to have that conversation so that I can call in the beauty and the richness on the other side. Or it could even be like, I am so overwhelmed. I am so tapped out. I'm looking at the mamas out there. I have not had space to myself. Maybe this is the time to carve out that space. It's like this pressure cooker is not that you're missing this beautiful transit, not at all. It's actually an invitation for us to look at what wants to change for us to make the most of the beauty that lives on the other side. And nothing changes if nothing changes. We know this. And sometimes it is having the challenging conversation or having the tension point in the relationship dynamic or having the argument with your partner or feeling so tapped out that you can't possibly breathe for us to go, wait, something's got to give. And I feel like that is the vibe right now in this moment. Something has got to give. And it's up to us to decide what is giving. And so, as an example for me, and this is how we can really work proactively with astrology, I knew that the Venus Jupiter conjunction was landing in my first house. First house rules physical body. So I knew the best thing I could do to be kind of working with this fate, with this transit, like actively working with it, was to book myself some sort of body work. So I actually, and it just is so thank you, thank you, thank you that this lands on the day I have my nanny here. So I booked 2 hours of body work with Asha to the point where I actually didn't have the cash flow in my work to fund it, and I've pulled it from my tax money. I never do that. I'm a Virgo. I'm so vigilant with like what is tax and what isn't. But I went, you know what? I'm working with astrology. My body is going to need some tending to on this day, and I'm going to make it work. And I did. And I didn't preempt when I booked this in a couple of days ago that I would need it in the way that I absolutely need it. I've been very emotional the last 24 to 48 hours, so much coming up and out. As I said, I'll speak in detail about that next week. But because I've been working with the astrology, I have given myself what I've needed. So by the time you're listening to it, it's this episode, it's not too late. In fact, maybe I will. I'll release this early. I'll release this once it's out, once I've recorded it just so you guys can work with it in real time. By the time you listen to it, it's not too late to work with this transit. So I will remind you of what I said last week. Pull up your natal chart. Go to astro.com, plug in your details, pull your chart up, find the glyph for Cancer. You want to find where Cancer is on your chart. So don't use CoStar, don't use anything else. Go to astro.com. You want to find the chart itself because what you want to see is the house that Cancer sits in for you. In fact, you're going to be looking at the later degree points. I forget the exact degree. I'm pretty sure it's 25 degrees because it's it's forming a sextile to my south node and trining my north node at 25 degrees. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's 25 degrees. If the degrees confuse you, it's fine. Don't worry about that. You want to find where Cancer sits on your natal chart, even if you don't have planets in Cancer. It's not about that. You just want to find, and I know I'm speaking like this is kind of astrology for anyone, right? This is why I'm spelling it out very clearly. It's the Virgo Mercury. What house? So you want to look at the number that Cancer is ruling in your chart. That is going to tell you the house. Then it's up to you to go and figure out the flavor of that house. I'm not going to sit here and unpack that for all of you guys because I've got body work to get to. Oh no, I'll give you surface. I'll do surface. If the later degrees of Cancer, so 25 degrees of Cancer is your first house, this Jupiter-Venus conjunction is ruling the physical body and how you present and your physical appearance. Second house, it's your relationship to self-worth and it's your relationship to materialism and finances. Third house, it's your relationship to knowledge acquisition, studying, books, writing, and communication. Fourth house, it's your inner world, it's your relationship with the home environment that you're in, and it could be your childhood as well. Fifth house is children and like your own children or relationship to being a parent, or play, joy, fun, and creativity. Sixth house is your relationship to health and well-being and like routines and rituals that make you feel most aligned. Seventh house is relationships with other, and that's mainly in a one-on-one dynamic like marriage or partnership dynamics. Eighth house is relationship with the taboo. This is going to be impacting your relationship with any taboo topic, like anything from drugs and addiction and the shadow expressions of self to taboo topics like body image, anything that is perceived to be a darker topic or an off the table topic when you're at a dinner party. It could also be other people's money, so like wills, inheritance, that sort of thing. Ninth house is philosophical thought, different ways of thinking, relationship to spirituality, living life through experiencing it, like art, culture, language, and those sorts of things. 10th house, leadership, making money, career, work, business. 11th house, friendships, community, causes that matter to you. 12th house, connection with spirituality, mediumship, spirit, passing over, grief. So find where Cancer at 25 degrees is, what house is it falling in. This is what Jupiter and Venus is amplifying for you as you listen to this and over the next 24 hours. So that gives you a good indicator of how to work actively with this transit. You don't need to do anything. Like you don't need to go, okay, it's in my fourth house. I need to excavate a childhood wound. It's not about that. But as I said in last week's episode, it could be a good time to re-listen to that. Venus is beauty and romance. Cancer is sensitivity, intuition, and also beauty and home. And Jupiter is expansion. So if it was moving over your fourth house, it might be a nice time to get yourself some fresh flowers for the home. Like let it be that simple. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated, right? Life and transits, they're going to activate things without you doing anything. But it is sometimes nice to actively work with these transits. So another example, if it was in your 11th house, oh my God, this blue fairy wren, it's been coming to me every day. It's definitely a guide. Anytime I'm at my computer, which is random times of the day, and it sits in our olive tree and flies at the window. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hang on, let's see. Are you guys going to be able to see it? They're doing some construction. Can you see the fairy wren? Look. Stop doing that. You're hurting yourself. It's doing it every day. It's actually pretty amazing. It's a little blue fairy wren. It's very special. Usually when birds are flying at windows, it's because of your energetic field. It happens when I do a lot of Dr. Joe Medis, which I have been doing. So I was saying the 11th house, if there are some beautiful friends revealing themselves to you over the next 24 hours, make note. They are in your highest good. If it's in your 12th house, have you felt called to sit and meditate? Have you felt called to, go within? What are the practices that are calling you? Oh my God, these fairy wrens are so sweet. Uh, so this is where you can start to actively work with the astrology. But I will say, just summing up back to what I was saying at the beginning, if you're not feeling that great yet, don't worry. It's coming, I promise you. There's so much we can do with the astrology, and then it's just going to take care of itself. And it is the luckiest 24 hours of this year. It is the best transit of this year. It's the best. We have this transit once a year, and it being in Cancer just it's such a soft one. It's such a gentle one. So let it be soft and gentle. I know I'm going like, this is how you can work with it. But if you feel like, nah, too hard basket, I'm just going to surrender to what wants to be revealed to me over the next few hours. I mean, it's going to reach its peak in Australia, at least between like 5:30 p.m., 6:30 p.m. So we're not quite there yet, which I think is why we're in this real tension point of the pullback before the firing forward. Just trust all will be unraveled over the next 24 hours in really beautiful ways. It's a good transit, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. And then a reminder that we then have Venus moving into Leo over the weekend on the 13th. So, my Leo queens, get ready for your glow up. And this is Leo, sun, moon, rising, or Venus. Oh my gosh, we love this. We only have Venus in Leo for 29 days. So, as I said in last week's episode, this is a time to be the lover girl, wear your heart on your sleeve, go and beautify yourself. Leo loves to look her best. Like, this is a time to indulge in those things. So, I'm going to leave it there. That is the vibe check this week. Let me know how you're feeling. I was talking to Ash this morning and she was giving me, her reflections on listening to Monday's episode. And I was saying because I'm not as active on social media, I'm really missing out on hearing what you guys think. So there's this amazing thing on Spotify, at least if you listen to podcasts, where you can leave a comment and I can read and respond. Please do if you're resonating with a certain episode or there's a certain part of it where you're like, oh my God, this hit, or like please keep that coming. If it's a review, if it's a 5-star rating, I am like bottoming out on the charts because I haven't been consistently posting. And I'm not someone to just like hack an algorithm for rankings, but I am very much disappearing on the charts at the moment. And so something you guys could do to really help is bump me up by giving me a review, commenting on an episode, and or leaving a 5-star rating. It would mean more to me than you realize, especially with these transits over my first house. I was laughing to, I think it was Brit this morning, where I'm like, I really want to be seen, but when I'm not on Instagram, where do I get seen? And I need to trust in that, especially because this is trining my North Node. And I know that there's a deeper destiny piece at play for me. And I just need to trust. But I did say to Brit, maybe I just need to apply for Big Brother. You see, they're taking applications. But it's like, no, 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 I need to be invited onto a show like that. But that's where I'm at. I'm like a Leo, a wounded little Leo, clutching at straws for validation and recognition while also staying true to her not being as available on social media. It's like if a Leo growls off social media, does anyone hear her? Is anyone out there? Anyway, I'm sorry to like wrap up the vibe check all about me. This is very shadow expression. Okay, so sorry. Do what you want. You don't have to leave me a review, but it would mean a lot. Okay, that's all. Love you guys. Bye.